Dear, dear friends, today we are going to have a very special guest in Bible TV, Brother Thomas Bogaty. He is very famous in media. He runs a different television show, YouTube channels, and people know him as a researcher, a think tank among Christian media persons, and he carries a very prestigious role in the country. So, Bible TV, we'd like to welcome Brother Thomas. Welcome to the Bible TV show.
Thank you so much for your wonderful time that you have set aside for me, and thank you so much for trying to ask a very relevant questions and relevant things in context with what is happening in America after Donald Trump has won the presidency election, especially after the time he has taken an oath. And sometimes the things has become controversy because some of his statements. Other than that, I think rest of the things are really okay.
So, since I think in Bible TV and other YouTube channels, there are several episodes have been gone already regarding American politics and also wildfire, and there are very good prestigious people I have seen and heard. So far, what is your evaluation about Donald Trump new role as a president in America?
There are many assumptions made by some of the pundits and experts in politics, and he has broken all the norms, expectations. Many people had made a lot of assumptions regarding Trump, like he's going to win or he's going to lose in a certain way. He's going to win, but in a certain way. He won, but not in that way the people had assumed. The other thing is, many people were saying that he would not win the presidency, which totally became blasphemous. It's like spreading rumor, it's like spreading misinformation. Some people think they know everything, and they can predict the future. But with the Trump's win and the victory, we can find out that these pundits and experts who tries to analyze through various kind of mechanisms, through religion, through science, through research, through statistics, they all failed. Even Christians, they had made a lot of prophecies like Trump is going to win or Trump is going to lose, and ultimately we have this result where Trump has won the presidency election. Sometimes people cannot say the process of how he is going to win the presidency election. So in the present context, what I have observed as a Christian is that we are unable to have a prophet like the prophets we have to have in the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, you find that the prophets were really exact. They were really detailed while they were making prophecies. But these days, we have people, and when you hear them, you get into certain kind of confusion, whether they are making prophecy or whether they are assuming or they are telling something they are imagining deep inside their heart. So I was always in confusion, especially during the time when Trump was, battling against Joe Biden for the first time. And I had expected that Trump was going to win, but somehow he lost. And the expectation and the assumption and the research, even the Economic Times, if you look at their assumption, it was found out that actually Donald Trump had won the election. But something happened, in American system, like they made Joe Biden the president. So there was always this tussle between what was being said to us by the religious leaders, by the scientists, by the experts. And sometimes we are, filled with misinformation. We believe in something like a rumor, but we actually don't hear the voice of God. We don't go into that closet, we don't kneel down and just ask for the will of God and say, is this your will for the Trump to win the election? And if we feel that it's God's will for the Trump to win the election, then we would be led into the prayer. For example, if we see in the second time when he battled with Joe Biden, if we knew the will of God, we would have been praying for Joe Biden, isn't it? Because that was the will of God. That's why he won the presidency election. If it wasn't the will of God, then Joe Biden wouldn't be in the election, wouldn't win the election for the presidency. Because in the first term, it is assumed that Donald Trump made some kind of mistakes. He also certain kind of, he compromised with some religious practices with other religion, and then he started doing certain kind of stops which was actually not even matching with God's will. And most of the Christians, they were so blinded by the devotion towards Trump that they were not able to see that certain kind of mistakes that Trump did, which is actually a warning sign for the Trump that he's going to lose with the old guy, with the person who was actually handling the weapon industry in America. And ultimately we have this Joe Biden. And if you listen to the speech of Joe Biden, it's so pleasing. He has glorified God in his speech, after he had won the presidency election. So, as you said, I was a little surprised when he won this time, but somehow it was our will for the Trump to win the presidency election in America.
Okay, then how do you see American elections, based on person or based on agendas?
I think it's based on agenda.
Okay.
Why? Because Trump belongs to conservative Republican Party. And then we have these Democrats who are being too much of liberal. God loves both Republicans and Democrats, but he loves within the limit. Conservatives, they become too extremist, and even the Democrats, they become too extremist. When the Democrats become too extremist, they allow everything to happen. And when the Republican parties, they become too extremist, they don't allow so much thing to happen which needed to be happened. For example, recently Trump said that there's going to be only two genders in America, like male and female. But if you look in the nature, if you look in our surrounding, we know that we don't have only two genders, isn't it? We just don't have two genders inside of us. God has made some creatures androgynous. Androgynous means you find both male and female character in that person, or in that nature, or in that creature. So we have some human beings who are androgynous in nature. They cannot reproduce, but they have some female features and some male features. So I don't know whether he got confused between lesbian, gay, and this androgynous type of people, but I think when he said that there's going to be only two genders, male and female in America, something was wrong with him.
So you see, he quoted the Bible, you know that?
No. Even if he has quoted
the Bible.
God created in the first, he created, but in the process he created many things. So the Bible only talks about, in the book of Genesis, the beginning of how he created. But out of creation, what else did it come? For example, you see some human beings, they are transgenders naturally. So that is a different kind of gender than male and female. That is a natural thing. And God say, how can we blame any god or any demon or any human being or their parents? Because the bishop, the female in the body, she said that don't demonize them. There is some limit that we cannot demonize. I think when Trump said that there's going to be only male and female, that was an extremist move, and that's going to create a lot of problem in America in coming days.
As you know, you should know that that's your personal view.
That's not a personal view. If you look in the nature,
look
at
the
Bible, in the surrounding, I've seen the Bible also.
Look at the Bible.
Bible says that there's going to be eunuchs.
So look at the Bible.
Yeah, Bible says that there's going to be eunuchs.
So look at God. Look at God. God said He only made man and woman.
No. You are just going back in the book of Genesis, but you are not going to, as a result of what happened after their sex, or after in the human creation.
No. We
So how do you look at
Foundation.
the people who have the androgynous character?
The
Who are the
foundation.
transgenders? No, don't look at the foundation only.
You
look
forgot
at
the
the buildings
foundation.
that has been established. You are just looking at the foundation, but you are not looking at the building. You should look at the building too.
Well, okay. So the foundation is first. So we have to think of foundation. As you know, this is also causing a problem in Nepal. So
I'm not talking about lesbian and gay here.
No, I know. He has
queer
experience. He has experience in Nepal because the US. That's because of that problem. He has to sort it out, that issue. That is, God created man and woman. So foundation is foundation.
What happened after the foundation? That's also important.
So you should. That's another part we have to look at. First is, who founded the US? Who wrote the Constitution? The founding father. All the foundations based on the Bible. So he is explaining that. So this can solve the problem. As you know, this has caused a big problem. So he wants to sort out, put a foundation.
But he cannot.
Well, okay. So then, that's you can give your opinion.
That's not my opinion.
Okay.
I'll ask you a cross question. For example, I told you that I'm not talking about asexual. I'm not talking to you about bisexual. I'm not talking to you about, lesbian and gay, or intersex people, or queer, or anything plus or woke kind of people. But I'm talking about those naturally born with female body, having some organs of the female and having some organs of the male. So where do we put that kind of people? Because they are born naturally. They are not as the result of some kind of social influence, or somebody has to come and tell you either you are a male or a female. So how do you determine their sex?
Anyway,
how do you determine their gender?
We're talking about politics. We'll talk about science later. Okay.
Yeah, in the politics it comes this kind of thing in the politics.
Science,
so when you or I, when we actually marginalize them, where do the humanity stand? We know that they are not acting some kind of immoral, or they are not doing anything that is unsocial or any kind of things, but naturally they are born with those kind of organs. So where do we put them? We put them in third gender. So how can Trump just accept male and female, whereas God accepts this kind of people too in his kingdom? So this is something that has to be asked with a big question, because some of the lesbian gay people have made this a different kind of agenda by making the transgender or this kind of people as their foundation. But lesbian gay people are totally different from this kind of people.
Well, so that's Mr. President's speech will be evaluated by his people in the United Kingdom. As a media person, let's hope for the best, and then that will solve many problems. If that is not solved, we will think of another episode for thinking about how he is going to solve. He has just began. So there will be rules and regulations, and then to solve out. So how are you going to evaluate? Like, for example, this American politics is also copied in India. So Congress, and there is another one like
Ambedkar, he actually was the first person
BJP and
who
Congress.
Okay.
Now BJP and Congress. So they are coming in 10 years rule. Every 5 years, if they, one does better, and then they will get another 5 years. Like even in US, the Republican does better. If they have gone extreme, as you said, and then they will get, Democratic will get, and then vote, and then Democrat will go extreme, and then Republican will get. So in an agenda, they have own agenda. For example, Republican has pro-life, pro-Israel. So these two are very strong.
Yes.
That's economic part is there, job part is there, but Democratic comes with a strong capitalism, like growth of economics and all in. So because of that, every term they change the presidency. So, how do you see Nepal politics evaluating this American politics, Indian politics, maybe China politics?
No, as you know, like America is one of the country that makes a big influence in the whole world, whatever decision it's taking. But recently you saw something like a very like surprising thing, like Donald Trump or like the America, they had made a decision to ban TikTok in America. But then just some few days after that, China started launching their AI like DeepSeek, and DeepSeek what it did, it just crashed other AI systems of America, But what I believe is the root or the foundation came from America for AI, but then we have this China always remixing it and then making it much better. Even TikTok was just much better form of, I think, this 16:9 format of video. It's just a 9:16 format that plays in mobile very well, but it's not suitable for laptop or desktop. It's just for mobile. China, it came with some kind of inventive kind of thing, but that's not the originality. So what I think is like bigger countries, they are always thinking about how to conglomerate or how to have small countries as their subordinate countries. Like if you look at China, it has already overtaken Tibet many years ago in 1948 or 49. And then we find Russia, attacking Crimea and taking it as their country, and then right now it's attacking Ukraine. But if you look at carefully, it falls in the agenda of powerful countries. I don't find any, reason why USA is trying to stop the powerful country, because they already have certain kind of agreement within them to claim certain kind of countries for themselves. And right now, Nepal is in a very critical state. It might, some of its part has already been claimed to India, or some of its part has already been claimed by China. So powerful countries. So Nepal has to be, I think, very careful, because we don't have that big sovereign. We have that. They think that they have sovereign power, but right now, if China wants to attack Nepal, or like India wants to attack Nepal, according to the agendas of the bigger countries, that's not a big thing for them. Go and grab it, have it for yourself. That's their agenda. So that's a different kind of politics, a bigger politics, what will happen in the future. So why, as a Nepali, how I look when Donald Trump won the election is that for his country he has done really well. Because as a democratic and many kind of stuff, like America was always influenced by China, because as you have heard about New World Order and this kind of stuff, it's real thing. So Democratic Party is with this running with New World Order or something like this. They want to conquer the whole world. The powerful countries want to just make the small countries as the part of their nation. So Democratic Party wants to make open border kind of thing, like they want to, as you talked about capitalism, they want to do every kind of business in a very liberal way. But Trump, as you know, when he came into the power, as he was a very conservative, he wants to actually control in this kind of process. But in the long run, I think Donald Trump's agenda won't work out, because when the powerful people come together, when the powerful countries and the leaders, they come together, Donald Trump has to maybe agree with that, and ultimately he's going to deceive the people who believed him for his leadership, because he has to obey that agenda. He has to listen to that agenda, or else his empire, his real estate will be in trouble. And we know that he is a powerful person, and we know that Elon Musk is a powerful person, and we know that Xi Jinping is a powerful person. We know that Kim Jong-un is a powerful person. We know the Democrats are a very powerful person, and we know that Russia and Putin and India and Modi is powerful person. I think Modi right now is more powerful than Gandhi, because Gandhis are, ruling as a family for a long time. So how long are they going to rule India as a family from one generation to another generation? It has to change. So I think as we look in a more prospective way, like India is actually trying to agree with a bigger agenda than just the smaller agenda of Trump. It's after bigger agenda, not only after Trump's agenda.
So then, how do you see the new world order coming up?
Yeah, if the India hasn't got the power to have the veto power, China, Russia, and then we have this US and a lot of other countries from European nations, they are targeting in a very different way how to conquer the world, not like having a war or something like that, but through economy and through some system they want to control. And even the Bible talks about this kind of process. If you look in the process, like one system, like the way doing business without having certain kind of signs, you are not going to have a business, you are not going to have a deal. The person not having certain kind of marks or certain kind of things in there for the business, they will be outcasted and they will be even killed. And these things are happening gradually. It's a bigger picture of the Bible. So whatever Trump does is just a small portion of what bigger picture the Bible has already told. So ultimately Donald Trump's agenda might be fulfilled only by Jesus Christ when he comes back the second time, or the judgment happens in this, when he comes and there is a judgment.
All right, Brother Thomas, thank you very much for your opinion in Bible TV. Please give us your comment, and viewers, and prescribe, share and subscribe, whatever may be. Let this opinion be among you, and share as many as you can, and make Bible TV famous. Thank you so much for Thomas Bogaty sir for your opinion.
Yes.
See you again sometime
Yes.
in television.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.